It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Monday, the 28th of November. I'm James Spann. Finally, big-time rains coming up for the state. That's the good news. The bad news, we'll have the chance of severe storms along the way. So a very active week and a lot of things to think about and talk about. So let's dive in and look at the upper air pattern this morning. Large-scale upper trough, well to the west of the state. We are in a southwest flow aloft. And a very diffluent pattern sets up in the upper air, adding to the lifting mechanism for rain and storms in coming days. And this will be in two rounds. So we'll talk about round number 1 and round number 2 in the discussion this morning. As this day begins, we're mostly in the 50s, Birmingham at 54. Dew points are still low. The dew point at Coleman's 28, Birmingham 33, but we're going to see dew points in the 60s by tonight. There'll be a huge air mass change. In fact, already we have rain on radar clipping the northwestern corner of the state. That's the radar out of Columbus at 5 o'clock this morning. One thing you'll notice today, very windy conditions develop. There is a wind advisory in effect for about the northern third of the state. Interstate 20 north, we'll see those south winds of 20 to 30 miles an hour developing this afternoon with higher gusts on the ridges. And out west, a number of winter storm warnings in effect for our friends there back in the cold air sector. Now, let's talk about round 1. This is tonight, early tomorrow morning. The convective outlook. We've got an enhanced risk west of the state. Parts of Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas. In Alabama, the standard slight risk is almost as far east as I-65. And again, keep in mind this outlook runs through 6 a.m. tomorrow. There is a marginal risk over to Anniston and Gadsden. And we'll talk about the specific threats as we go into the graphics here in just a second. But that's round 1 for tonight, early tomorrow morning. Now, this is round 2 for tomorrow night and Wednesday morning. We got the standard slight risk for much of North and West Alabama. This includes Anniston, Gadsden, Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Huntsville, Florence, down to Mobile. A marginal risk down to Auburn and Andalusia. And again, we will talk about the specific threats with this here as we go. And then this is day 3, which is for Wednesday. Got a marginal risk for parts of East and South Alabama, basically south of the line from Gadsden to Mobile. And this is after 6 a.m. Wednesday. So obviously the severe storm thing is not what we want, but boy, we want this. This is the WPC rain outlook for the next 5 days, and we're basically in the bullseye. This is suggesting rain amounts between 2 and 4 inches for the northern half of the state, 1 to 2 inches for the southern part of Alabama. Here's a look at the specific numbers off of the WPC outlook, and kind of hard to read with the black numbers and red background, but the bottom line is Tuscaloosa's got 4 inches. You got 3 inches for Birmingham and Gadsden, 2.4 for Anniston. And of course, your number is going to vary, but goodness, we will take all of that. So let's take a look at both rounds. This is the GFS, the 06C run valid today at noon. Large-scale trough to the west, providing excellent dynamic support for this. At the surface today, a very deep surface low is over North Dakota. Blizzard conditions back in the cold air, storms in the warm sector. Notice the tight gradients. Winds are really going to pick up today. They'll be very gusty this afternoon. We got many Christmas parades tonight, and weather's going to be an issue with wind and rain and storms. The rain's going to be, of course, we'll have scattered showers during the day today, but the more widespread rain will be coming in here after 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. This is midnight tonight. The surface low is up over kind of a dual surface low, one over Wisconsin, one on the Minnesota-North Dakota border with a trailing band of storms down through here. Let's look at the severe weather parameters for tonight. And again, this is round 1 tonight. This is midnight tonight coming off the high-res NAM, and this is instability. And this is going to be the biggest limiting factor tonight. There is a positive amount of CAPE instability up to Interstate 20. North of Interstate 20, the air is relatively stable. That's going to be one of the biggest limiting factors. Now, the shear values are quite high, and this is the low-level shear, 0 to 1 kilometer. And those numbers are quite robust. This is the supercell composite parameter, the SCP, And again, it's suggesting the better chance of any severe weather along and south of Interstate 20. So tonight for round one, we'll have some strong, maybe severe storms with strong winds. That's going to be the main threat. The potential for strong straight-line winds within the storms. There could be some small hail. And a tornado can't be ruled out with those high shear values. But I don't think that's the main threat tonight. So strong, gusty, straight-line winds, the main issue. Now, this is tomorrow at noon, and I think a decent part of the day tomorrow will be dry. The sun breaks out, and we go up in the 70s, maybe upper 70s. And if we reach upper 70s, that's going to make for a very unstable air mass. And then this is midnight tomorrow night, and here comes round number 2 as a wave in the upper air comes in that southwestern flow aloft. So let's look at severe weather parameters for round number 2. These are dew points tomorrow night at midnight. Boy, those are very high. Dew points getting into the mid to upper 60s at midnight tomorrow night. That is a very juicy air mass. This is the instability tomorrow night at midnight, the surface-based CAPE, and those numbers are quite robust for late November. The numbers come up to well in excess of 1,000 joules per kilogram, all the way to the Tennessee border with those high dew points. And this is the low-level helicities, 0 to 1 kilometer, and those values are pretty robust. And accordingly, this is the STP, the significant tornado parameter. This is the industry standard. And you can see that those numbers exceed 2 units over parts of North and West Alabama, kind of in that axis from Tuscaloosa to Jasper to Cullman. So it looks like tomorrow night all modes of severe weather are going to be possible, including damaging thunderstorm winds, hail, and maybe a few isolated tornadoes. So the thing to think about here, with these 2 events coming at night, be sure we haven't had active weather in a long time. Be sure your weather radio is on, programmed properly with fresh batteries, and that this could be a middle of the night thing both nights. And also, have a good warning app on your phone. Know where you're going. Talk with your family. We'll get through this. We have these often. This is the fall tornado season. This is when we expect things like this. It's just we haven't had something like this in a while. Now, during the day Wednesday, the rain should be ending from east to west during the day. And I'd say by Wednesday night, the bulk of the rain will be over. And during the day Wednesday, the better chance of any strong storm shifting down into South and East Alabama. That's where that marginal risk is there. And I think by Wednesday night, everything's going to be gone. We got some playoff football games, high school championship, the championship games Wednesday night down in Auburn. At the moment, it looks like there's a decent chance the rain will be gone in time for those. Thursday, everything out of here. Cool and dry. Lows in the 30s, highs upper 50s. Friday, sunny, cool, 30s and 50s. And this is Saturday as the weekend begins. For now, it looks like a dry and cool day. Again, with 30s and 50s, we note the next wave to the west. And then Sunday, the GFS is suggesting it could be the better chance of rain with that feature will be over the southern part of the state, but the weekend could end wet for parts of the state. And this is a week from today. This is Monday, the 5th of December. And again, a mean trough west of the state, and rain pushes north out of South Alabama. So another rain event. And we'll take that. And this will not be a severe weather look because the air should be stable. Now, a warm front's going to be pushing north. We'll see if we can get in the warm sector, but that just looks like a rainy day. And this is Tuesday of next week, the 6th, the next day. And again, rain, maybe some thunder at that point. So another good rain event. This is the end of the forecast period, Thursday the 8th, troughing over the eastern U.S., and if that's right, we're cold and dry. And we're very encouraged by the European ensemble output. We've showed you this before, and again, it's still suggesting December should be very active here, and we are basically in the bullseye. And what you're seeing this week is just a start of that, with some very good rain amounts. After the rain and storm event, look at the numbers come down with highs in the 50s and lows mostly in the 30s through much of the first half of December. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.